And so let's put on our goggles. We've done our Morpheus. We did a little filler and toxin. It would have all been at once. And now we're going to suture suspend under craniofacial fixation the flap that we've undermined with our Morpheus and or our AccuTightener Morpheus. And this is super, super easy. I use a company called PDO Max out of New York. They asked me should they design for the perfect suture suspension thread lift, and this is what I told them they should do, and they did. It's beautiful. These are only $60 a suture. You use maybe one on each side, that's $120, maybe two on each side, that's $240. They look like this. They come sterile wrap, ready to go. They are loaded already on a Keith needle that's blunt tipped. You don't need an 18 gauge cannula. I don't need to get a quill, cut it in half, thread it down the cannula, which I used to have to do. It's ready to go. We have one end, hand that off to, zoom out just a bit there. The other end, hand this off to Shelby. And what do we have here now is a Keith needle, 6 inches, tapered tip, and we have 21 centimeters on one side, 21 on the other. I take a snap and I put it right in the middle. There's the middle. That is the uncogged. This isn't barbed. A barb is laser cut that compromises the diameter of the suture. This has actually got cogs annealed, heat tempered onto a 2O polydiaxone. All the cogs are facing down. It's bidirectional. The cogs are facing down on this side and on that side. There's hundreds of them. So it's like a porcupine's quill. If it embeds, it ain't moving. And there's the unbarbed center. Zoom out just a bit now. I can use this as a loop. So I can pull on this arm, pull on this arm, and lift with the loop. And as I let go, the cogs kick in and hold support. That's called a loop lift. The other kind of lift I do is I turn it this way, I pull down, and I slide the skin flap on the cogs and impale them on the porcupine's quill and hold the flap from falling. That's called a power lift. I'll show you both. Very simple. Okay, let's do the loop lift first. Super duper simple. Let's zoom in here. I want to do this, the temporal tuft lift, right there. That's the primary lift I want to achieve. Slide the skin on the melted fat, let the coagulated fat hold it. I take my access port, which is my 16 gauge, no sutures here. I grab where I want to lift from, usually about a centimeter below the hairline. I grab close to the ear, the direction I want to go, which is almost always vertical, and I pierce the skin right there. I grab a little bit of the SMAS. That's my access port. I take Keith needle number 1, the anterior Keith needle, the front leading thread closest to the face. I remove my port creator here. I park it and I access the port that I created, and I follow. I grab a little bit of this, a little bit of the SMAS, and I'm going to come along the front of the hairline, behind the hairline. Tilt your camera up a bit. Beautiful. That's excellent. Excellent, Kim. And so I go in that loose areolar plane called the gallia aponeurotica, and I come about 7-8 centimeters up into the parietal scalp, and I do a little counter traction with my forceps, and I pop through.